Hello viewers, you're watching NTA Sports 24.
Stay tuned to their newses.
This is where you get the best news in sports and everything you need to keep yourself fit and entertained.
Keep watching NTA Sports 24.
Target is just right now is just to work in this period with the woman development, and after that with the men's development, because for the competition, because in that case also the coaches knows also about the philosophy of the idea of the works. So to make clear what is the idea, what is the works, and outputting is make them more clear to just what we doing, the system, the technical that we will resolve the game way that we play. Everything is make it for coaches to clear. First, we have to focus on the develop of the teams, the players, to get the result that we wanted, and then after that, of course, for the coaching development, just to we have a very good exchanging knowledge with them, and then to bring the level of the Nigeria to update it with the more world's system and the gameplay that we have.
Wherever you're watching, I warmly welcome you to yet another exciting episode of your most inspiring sports program on television, Sports Diary.
And thanks for joining us on Sports Watch on NTA Sports 24. My name is Bright Ebocho.
This is what we need to be doing.
What's your take on signing this championship, especially as it concerns athletes participating from Bayelsa State?
The game of football, anything in sports, one team wins and the other one loses.
There's the ball, Nigeria are right back in it. Ijabi Lucy.
We have been in camp for about, this is our 4th week, and it has been from one stage to another. The girls have been doing well, they have been working hard, and the result is that whatever we do in training, we want to see in the World Cup. So I think we are almost there in terms of preparation. So Nigeria should expect us to work very hard and come out with the adequate result.
Hello and welcome.
All right, you're still watching AM Sports, coming your way from NT Sports 24. Now, it's no longer news that the president of the Nigeria Football Federation has resigned. And of course, this happened just on Thursday, announcing that he needed to go to allow the proper reform of the Nigerian football structure. And of course, it was followed by board members, including the NFF General Secretary. And of course, our Chengbede, monitored, and of course, let's see this report by a correspondent when it comes to, the resignation of the president of the NFF.
The leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation has suffered a major shake-up, with President Ibrahim Gusau, General Secretary Mohammed Sanusi, and member of the NFF Executive Committee resigning from their positions. Gusau announced his resignation on Thursday in Abuja, bringing his tenure to an end amid mounting pressure over the state of Nigerian football. The development comes after a series of setbacks that has intensified call for a change in the administration of Nigerian football. The Super Eagles failed to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, while the Super Falcons suffer an even more historic setback, missing the 2027 Women's World Cup for the first time since the competition began in 1991. At youth level, Nigerians Golden Eaglet have also missed 3 consecutive editions of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, adding to concern over the country's football development structure. For many Nigerians, however, the crisis goes beyond result on the pitch. The mounting pressure eventually translated into calls for the NFF leadership to resign and make way for a fresh direction. Gusau, who was elected in September 2022, said his decision followed consultation with his family, friends, and stakeholders, adding that he believes stepping aside will allow for a comprehensive and orderly reform of Nigerian football.
As Nigerians, nobody is greater than this country. And we all love our country, and we all love the progress of our country. At least there are so many people that can do this. So we make a lot of consultation to family, friends, stakeholders, and all of them. And I just want to tell you, I decided to resign my position as the president of NFF.
With the NFF leadership exiting office, attention now shifts to maintaining the Federation's essential function, protecting Nigerians' international obligation, and ensuring that the transition does not disrupt the national teams or domestic competitions.
We could already see that this was coming, especially because of the back-to-back misses for Nigeria at the World Cup, and then the Super Falcons, who have been, our saving grace, followed the same pathway with the Super Eagles.
Best, the president has tried his best, but with the kind of the results that we are getting, especially the national team, that Nigeria flag will not be flying at the World Cup, it's not something that we want.
It is in this light that President Bola Tinubu has already directed the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, to work with the NFF Secretariat and football stakeholders to ensure continuity while a comprehensive reform process gets underway. The president said the reform must address governance, administration, stakeholders representation, player development pathway, domestic competition, and accountability. The way forward, therefore, will require more than just simply changing the names at the top. For a country blessed with enormous football talent and a passionate fan base, the current crisis represents both a setback and an opportunity. The resignation of Gusau-led administration may close one chapter, but Nigerians will now be looking for a concrete reforms, credible leadership, and more importantly, result that restores the country's place among African football powerhouse. In Abuja, Oche Ngbedi, NTA News.
Quite interesting. Many thanks, Oche. And of course, joining me now in the studio, to discuss more on the latest happenings when it comes to football in Nigeria, especially the resignation of the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau. It's no other person than the former chairman of the Coaches Association in the FCT. And of course, is a grassroots football administrator. So join me in welcoming no other person than our very own Godwin Bamgboye. Bamgboye, many thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
It's always, interesting to have you.
Yeah.
All right, this news, came to many as a shock, but also some expected it to, happen at the Nigeria football fraternity.
Yeah.
But for you, what does it mean with the NFF president, resigning?
Well, the resignation of Ibrahim Gusau has opened a very big door or window for Nigeria to restructure the football system. It's a very big opportunity which you have to utilize. And I want to say that his action is to some extent is commendable. That he threw in the towel. If he had insisted to remain there, maybe there would have been, some struggles here and there, which may lead to what they normally call government interference. Yeah, it will be so open. Maybe they could be sacked or something will happen. And then we'll now be talking about FIFA will now be talking about coming to settle us. So I think the interference was not there. It could be that from the background there was so much pressure. And too, Nigerians were not happy because of the back-to-back failure to appear in the World Cup. And the pressure was so much. And it got to the height when the Super Falcons could not save them. If the Super Falcons had, maybe won, if they had made it to the final of WAFCON and won, and then also qualified for the World Cup, that would have helped Ibrahim Gusau and his men. But the Super Falcons also went and failed. So it was not easy, and it got to a time that somebody who is reasonable would throw in the towel, and that's exactly what he did. And I talked about the window that has been opened.
Yes.
Ibrahim Gusau is gone. What next? I'll call his era as especially all the arguments about whether he should continue or not. I call it as Act 1 of this process. We are now in Act 2. How do we manage the Act 2 very well? The Act 2 gives us the opportunity to really restructure football in Nigeria. And the president has said, go and reform. So how do we carry out the reform? That is the next stage. People think it's easy. As I'm talking, I know a lot of people are lining up to be NFF president.
Even on the front page of the newspaper today, we had 6 names already.
Thank you very much. So you see, everybody is interested. I know football, everybody is passionate about football. But who has the capacity to, manage football? Some people will just come from nowhere. They will say, okay, I want to be president, I want to run football. That position is a position that one should have that possess that capacity to manage after this. What is it that attracts Nigeria so much, or what is that binds Nigerians together? It is football. So you have to have the capacity to manage football. That's why everybody is showing interest. The Super Eagles did not qualify. The Falcons did not qualify. So these people should go. Okay, they have gone. We now have now have the opportunity to restructure, to bring in people with capacity. How do we get them? That is another question.
All right, lots of things that you're talking about, and we're surely going to get there. But I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the major reason many people are talking about now is that, you know, the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Super Falcons failed to qualify for the World Cup. But we cannot even deceive ourselves. We do know that even the age grade teams have been underperforming. We've not really won any competition, and we're not even sure we're going to be at, you know, all those AFCONs for the age grade teams, which is one. And number two, even if the Super Eagles and the Super Falcons had qualified for the World Cup, it wouldn't have erased some problems that some stakeholders in the Nigeria football fraternity have been calling, you know, have been talking about, saying that they really existed. You have just been, you know, also, you know, achieving success without the proper structure.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you like 2 or 3 in one question. Number one, Gusau resigning before the end of his tenure. He could have waited to the end, like, okay, let me just finish my first term and go. I'm not going to recontest. And then few weeks before the election, which is number 2. Then number 3, you know, some might want to say, no, there's no problem. Gusau is just, maybe Gusau did not just handle things well. If you just bring another president today, everything will be fine. But for those who understand football and those who know how the thing works in developed countries and other countries who have achieved success with football, they do know that we don't have a proper structure in Nigeria. So what does this really expose when it comes to crisis in Nigeria football system?
Thank you very much. I think you have answered it. Our football structure is defective. It's not in any way strong to accommodate having good results. I see the problem we are into now is as a result of the structure we had right from the beginning. And the problem started accumulating over times, little by little. Let me not take it too far. Let me just say from Amaju Pinnick's time, the problems were building up gradually and building up gradually. And unfortunately for Gusau, he came at a time that the problem reached the height, and he has to, you know, take the blame, because say uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So that is what he saw. Amaju's time. Amaju was so strong and smart that he was progressing as an individual to the extent that he was there in NFF, he was there in CAF, he was there in FIFA. He became a FIFA executive member. While he was growing, Nigeria football was diminishing. It was going down. So people didn't notice it. And personally, I've been talking about it. I say, there was a time I say, Mr. Amaju Pinnick, Nigeria football is going down. You are growing. You should, examine it. But one thing I noticed is that these people, once they are there, they don't even listen to anybody. They feel they are there, and anything they say goes. And that is a problem we passed through over the years, and it has culminated into the failures that we are experiencing now. We now have a very wide window open to us to correct it. Yes, some of us have our suggestions. We have made suggestions before now. I've even suggested that we should have a presidential football restructuring committee in place, made up of people that have the capacity to make the change in the country. Not just select people again. I don't know how they want to do. Gusau is gone. I don't know how they want to do the next step. I don't know the action they want to take. Are you still going to select the people that we see that may not be able to deliver? That could result to another problem. If you don't restructure well, if you don't reform well, if you don't set the standard template, a structure that will sustain our football, we'll still go back to the same problem. And the structure will continue to consume anybody that comes there. I've told somebody before, I said, even if you bring Infantino to govern Nigeria football, Infantino will fail.
Oh my God.
People who are calling on Emena Law, come. They say ex-professional, come.
With
For God's sake, what the ex-professional or ex-international who doesn't have the administrative capacity, I know some of them are well read, but have you acquired the capacity to lead in the football ecosystem? Football,
that's another skill.
It is volatile. Football. See, you have to be a strong man to run football in Nigeria. No, it's not for weak people. It's meant for people who are knowledgeable, people who will take decision and stand by it. I'm not saying that the person should be a lone ranger or is autocratic. You understand? You have to be a strong team player. Yeah. You are leading a team, and your team too have to be strong, because you are one among those among the members of the team. Okay. So you have the capacity. Those assisting you should have the capacity also.
All right. Yes. That's quite interesting. You know, you talking this way, you know, I'm not surprised. You know, if you go through some things, you see it everywhere. Let me read one to you. Godwin Bamgboye says the woeful performance of the Flying Eagles of Nigeria is, you know, at the ongoing Under-20 World Cup is not acceptable. This was you were speaking, you know, at that point when Nigeria were campaigning. You've always spoken. At some point you spoke about the immortalization of, you know, Nigerian football legends. That's you. And of course, you now said something. Yes. At some point, you said Nigeria needs a man with vision, not a man with money. And we do know that all these things, for you to be NFF president, you need money. Because it's a battle for, you know, you will see the survival of the fittest. I could read on and on. You've always been in the media, advocating for, you know, the proper, you know, structuring of Nigerian football. Now, before we go to the structure, how it looks like, especially comparing Nigeria with even Ghana here, that they've got like a Congress of almost 150 members. In Nigeria, what happened yesterday was not about Gusau alone. It was about Gusau and the entire executive committee. And of course, before that day, there have been rumors, not confirmed, that all of them had resigned. Even if Gusau was not ready to resign, it will have, you know, automatically triggered his ouster from office, which, you know, so at the end of the day, he had to take the humble pie, number one. Then in most cases, even when they are going, the Secretary General still remains. But this one, even the Secretary General joined. I wouldn't even know if his driver and gate man decided to, you know, go with him. But that tells you the level of, you know, that tells you how all of them decided to go. And whether you like it or not, some will tell you that it's a no-brainer. You just have to know that, you know, and you know, there's an adage, you know, in Yoruba, they will tell you that the witch cried overnight and the child is dead in the morning. Who doesn't know that it's the witch that came overnight that killed the child? And so that's quite simple. Now, we've seen that. I would like you to react to the total resignation of everyone involved, paving the way for, like, an administrator. This morning we got the news of, you know, NSC appointing Ibrahim as the acting General Secretary, which is one. Secondly, the president reacted swiftly. And not that I said, I want to appoint somebody or something, just said they should overhaul the entire football structure in Nigeria for it to work.
Thank you.
So I want you to react to that.
Thank you very much for the analysis. You have helped me a lot. You see, one of the Holy Scriptures says that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. You see, in the football family, all of us have sinned. And when I'm talking of all have sinned, government has sinned. Those who are occupying the NFF position, they have sinned. All the people, the stakeholders in football have sinned. The state FAs, they have sinned. Down to the grassroots. And where am I driving at? There's need for a holistic action. The president has said go and reform. The action has to be holistic. Okay, let me just say something now. You see, if you want if you really want sports to develop, you need to provide the infrastructure. Honestly, I am not afraid to say, this is NTA Studio in the National MK Abiola National Stadium. This pitch we have here cannot pass CAF test or FIFA test.
You mean the one behind us?
Yes, for international competition. We can't play any international match here. This is our national monument, the National Stadium of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What are you saying? Then tell me, the other time CAF released a stadium, Morocco had, I think, 16.
Yes.
Nigeria
only one.
One.
Uyo.
That is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's wrong. It's bad. So the government should pay attention to the infrastructure also. We have them, renovate them, keep them, maintain them. We have them all over stadia. Even as I'm talking, we have each in FCT. Each
area council was supposed to have like its own stadium.
They have one. They
There's
abandoned.
only Buhari that works now.
No, Buhari, that's the first one. It's the only stadium we can talk of now. They have a stadium at Ushafa.
Another one.
Yes, it's abandoned. Gwagwalada has one, it's abandoned. Kwali has one, it's being used, but you know it's an abandoned, it's not completed. Abaji. Abaji has their own at Agiana in a village. They couldn't even provide a space inside Abaji town to build, they took it to the village, it's abandoned. Kuje is being used also, but it's not completed. FCT, Amak has their own at Jaina, at Orozo, behind Orozo there. But it's also abandoned. So sorry, I'm narrowing down. I narrowed down to FCT because I'm here in FCT. Thank God that our minister has awarded a contract for building of one of the stadiums here there at Ibrahim Life Camp area also. Then Area 3 is being upgraded. They are taking care, a lot of work is being done there. And then, maybe parade ground also. So please, let me leave FCT. It is not about FCT. I'm talking about Nigeria. There are, just look at all the stadia we have in the country. A lot of them are not quite well maintained. Okay, why not maintain the Remo Stadium as a standard? And say, let us have something like that. These states can afford it. If they have clubs, some of them play in the Continental, and you cannot even play in your home. It is a shame. Enyimba made their mark at the Continental level and won the CAF Champions League. And it was difficult for Enyimba to even, in fact, I don't think they even have an office that you can call a befitting office. The stadium, yes, the governor, Alex Oti, is trying, working on things like that. Those states should be able to provide the infrastructure. And every state, okay, what is even bad to have a mini stadium in the 774 local governments of Nigeria? That should be the responsibility of government. Then individuals and organizations that want to contribute should come and make their own contributions also. So you see that is a structure we're talking about that is defective. If you don't have where to train your athletes, sorry, you got it wrong. Your athletes will not perform, the coaches will not be able to perform a miracle. Then the people you have there will only be failed managers. So the NFF have advocated so many times. You have a technical department with very few individuals there as the technical hands. And the technical department is a very, very, very important department in the NFF. Because you see, if Super Eagles didn't perform well, it boils down to technical.
Yeah.
So we need to look at that area very well. But they have the department is small. It is recently that they have increased the number there. But I have always advocated that the leagues should have their own technical units or whatever you want to call it. NPFL should have their own technical unit. NNL should have their own. NLO should have. The Women League should have their own. All these departments should look at the technical aspect of the game. That is why those are the people that should be there to look at players, grassroots players, pick those that are talented, bring them into a pool, so that Nigeria, like before, will be able to have talents within the country that will represent the country.
All right. I can see that, you're very passionate about this.
Yes.
And, they said the total overhaul of the entire football structure.
Yes, yes.
But we do know that even if you're rebuilding a house, there's something that you quickly focus on first.
Yes.
Some will tell you before anything, build like a small place where you can put the cement. And other things that you don't want rain or anything to affect while you build the structure itself.
Yeah.
So out of all these things, what do you think that imminently, straight away, should be the first thing that should be fixed when it comes to the Nigeria football structure? I know other things are important, but the one that should be priority for them at the moment.
We need to get the wise men to work towards having a very effective structure, to build it. And let me talk to our big men that are there. Malam Shehu Diko is the chairman of the National Sports Commission.
Yes.
He still plays football. He's a member of the All-Stars, FCT. He still plays football.
Tomorrow is going to be in action here.
Yes. And Bukola Olopade, the DG, is there also. You see, these people are, to me, they are football stakeholders. I believe they too are not happy that the structure, was going down.
Because they will have to share part of the failure.
They are. I say everybody. Shehu Diko is part of it. Olopade is part of it.
Even someone Shoaib that is sitting on his own, you get to him.
Just mention, bro. Me that is sitting down.
Yes,
I'm part of it.
Coach, yes.
I'm part of it. And I say, you see, I'm always very passionate. Let's do something about the grassroots. So get wise men. Let me qualify that way. Get wise men who have the capacity. Please, it should not be based on this person is my friend. This person was introduced by so person to be as. It should not be an opportunity for people to have appointments, to go and sit down and then talk and then maybe get the benefit of sitting to do something. Please, it should be done in the interest of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It should be done in the interest of the development of the game. It should be done in the interest of the development of our youths. Because, it is the youths that own the game.
All right, quite interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody was speaking this morning, and this is one question they have been putting to everybody in the football fraternity anytime I interviewed them. And that is what I've come up with. And I've said it, Nigeria cannot win CHAN. Nigeria cannot win the CAF Champions League or CAF Confederation Cup. Nigeria cannot, there are some things that Nigeria will not do.
Yes.
But I can tip Nigeria to win CAF Women's Champions League.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. If you see any player playing in the Nigerian Football League, I can assure you, he does not have somebody. He doesn't have a relative in America or relative even in Ukraine or somebody that will say, let me arrange visa for you, just come and do trial. Or the person has done trial and failed. But if you see somebody that is very talented in Nigeria and is not playing abroad, because even if you're not ready to help yourself, somebody will say, you have video, send to me. The next 3 months, even if it's a club from Uzbekistan, will come and sign you.
Yes.
So those that you find playing in the Nigeria Premier League, they've tried their best, it didn't work. And so they are condemned to the MPFL.
Yes.
And that is me just trying to put it to you that not our best legs play in Nigeria. It's just as if you're buying a basket of tomatoes. You've picked the fresh and fine ones. So there's now some that they are already pressed. They're the ones playing in Nigeria because the system permits them to do it. Then one man was asking on a show on NTA this morning that, how do you want to explain to me that a boy is talented and 16-year-old and you give him international transfer certificate or international permit to travel out of the country to pursue football dreams without not being 18 years old? Who permitted him to do that? What has the young man contributed to Nigeria? That is what the problem, even with the under-17 teams, under-20 teams. At the end of the day, we now have to go and bring somebody that is older than Messi to come and call himself Little Messi. That is the problem we've had in Nigeria over the years. And that is like a proper problem that I don't know somebody like you will have solutions to. Now, some people have said in so many quarters for the last 2 weeks that the government wanted to remove NFF president and everything. And government at every point denied they didn't know anything. And the NFF, even in their media unit, guys there kept saying, no, who said their guy is going? Nothing will change the election. Their guy will not go. At the end of the day, it came in via a process that even FIFA cannot say anything. Somebody resigned. Did you see us putting gun to his head? He addressed a press conference and he said he wanted to go because he felt there have been some failures. Now, to my question, I decided to do that build-up. How can we maintain this? Whether I like it or not, FIFA will be looking at Nigeria like this. One eye, like, okay, let's catch you. How can we do it that we will achieve the best result and FIFA will not catch us trying to put hand in the pot to steal meat, so that we don't also break their laws? How can we balance this that will do the best for Nigerian football and FIFA and CAF and everybody involved will still be satisfied? Then how do we remove sentiments? We know that some of the leaders, I'm not talking about the politicians, our sports administrators, they could have their preferred candidates. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I will come to that
administrators.
Yes, but let me deal with some of the things you mentioned earlier. Nigerian players always want to go outside the country.
Yes.
But let me ask you, how many South African players run away from South Africa?
You will find the mainstay of their national team playing in South Africa. And I will tell you the reason. It's quite simple. The money is quite comparable. But we don't even pay the money they pay in Benin Republic.
Thank you. Egypt, Morocco, they have players outside, but the percentage is minimal compared to those professionals that are within.
That's why if they are chanting, if they meet anyone, they will still defeat them.
Thank you very much. You see, you have mentioned something about payment. Somebody say he's a professional player and his salary is 100 and something thousand.
Some even get less than 100.
Thank you very much. So how professional are you? You are just equivalent to maybe a street footballer.
A player playing in the MPFL in Nigeria does not have an accommodation.
Thank you. Thank God for, although some of the clubs,
they pay over $1 million naira now. Some pay players over 2 million.
Yes, I know Rabiu, Kanu Pillars,
one of the highest paid.
Yes, but the fact is that they are not well paid. That is why they will have to look for a way to run outside the country. And then, thank God, recently, the MPFL had this sponsorship, this partnership, the Euro match. Is it $7.5 million?
2.5 per season.
Thank you. You see, this is a cheering news. This can improve our domestic football. Then, internally, we need to do something also. The state teams or the NPFL teams, they need to try to improve on what the welfare of their players. And then the question I ask sometimes also is that we have very big organizations in the country. For example, we have Dangote, we have liquefied natural gas, we have a Nigerian Revenue Service. We have all these big organizations. Can't they be involved in in the management or sponsorship, so that just like we have all these European, we see Emirates. So does that mean we cannot get Nigeria Revenue Service to brand NRS on the league? Must we go wait for somebody from outside the country?
What are the telecom giants doing?
Thank you very much. What are they doing? But again, when you look at it, when you go in depth, there could be some reasons not known to me and you. Why is it that the sponsors, after some time, they get tired?
That's where the law comes in.
Adidas,
the law.
Adidas and the rest who have sponsored this country, you will hear that there is a little problem here and there. What is the problem?
They don't disclose the money.
Yeah, so all those things are there. And that is where the defective structure comes in. If a structure is not defective, accountability will be very open. Adidas brings $5 million. You see it on the table. I like what Gbenga said. He said 50%.
60 to clubs. 60 to
we'll
clubs.
Go to clubs. That is transparent enough. So we need transparency in this sponsorship we are talking about. Let there be transparency. I think one of the problems we have in our structure is lack of transparency. A lot of things are hidden.
I think this is quite beautiful because 60% of $2.5 million is $1.5 million. Yeah. And that tells you that a club, each club will be getting very close to $1 million. What's it called? Like $100,000. And if you're getting $100,000, let's just say you're getting like $85,000. Let's see what you're doing with it. Although people too were quite, they were quick to note that particular day that, see, this money that we're celebrating for 3 years, Osimhen they collect within how many months?
Yes.
So let's not celebrate too much.
But for now,
half bread
is better than.
I have one friend, but I would say half bread is better than my. But it's like that. Now we're here. Yes. Just like we've pointed out a lot of things. I want us to talk about the structure, how we make up the NFF statutes in Ghana.
Yeah.
Aside from having no problem, if you say that all the chairmen of the state FAs should vote, they are 37, no problem.
Yeah.
Let all the clubs in the MPFL, the clubs in the Premier League in Ghana, they have like 2 representatives each. In Nigeria, that makes it 40. Already, you've neutralized the 37 FAs because that means if you have the FAs and you don't have the clubs, you're in trouble. Which is one. Another one, even the WFL, they're supposed to have representatives. Like maybe the top clubs there, if there are 12, all the 12 teams, if they are 18, if they are 16, if they are 20, at least one representative from there. Representatives of the NLO, representatives of the NNL, because these people are putting their money, their hard-earned money into the league. They should be part of the voting process when it comes to that. Then other blocks, coaches, retired professionals, serving professionals, and of course all these NAFA SD, all these areas. Then the sponsors too, if they are going to have a quota. But in Nigeria, they just put the champions and maybe the second team in the MPFL to be part of the voting. Now that they just expanded it. Before it was just the chairman of something. And the way it looks like, even if the people that they just included now, if they decide to go against the NFF president, so far it can settle the chairman of chairmen to deal with the 37 FAs, or even just like 70% of them is home and dry. So it's quite bad. What would be your suggestion when it comes to the, should I say the delegates for the elections into the NFF?
You see, whatever I'm saying here is going to be like my own contribution.
Your opinion.
But you see, I've mentioned earlier that we need a restructuring committee I call wise men. You need to put them together to work out whatever we want to do, to change the defective structure of Nigeria football. If you do it and do it well, everything will take shape. I think it's one of these ex-international that Femi Ajilore said, where there is a good structure, or when there's a good structure, success becomes a culture. You see, when there's a good structure, success becomes a culture. So that is what we need to do. I've heard what you're talking about. You see, the key stakeholders, that's the frontline stakeholders in football. No, number one is players. FIFA hold players in high esteem. Coaches.
Without them, nothing.
Coaches are the fathers of the players, and the mothers.
They make them.
Yes. Then you have referees.
Yes, referees.
Before the statute was changed, when we're using Decree 4, when it was Nigeria Football Association, NFF. We had a representative of coaches, representative of player union, representative of referees as board members of the Nigeria Football Association. So these are the key stakeholders. They are there. They participate in decision making for the game. But here you are, when we became NFF, they were not pushed outside, and they don't have access to the board. And they say, oh, they are Congress members. You are entitled to only one vote. Players entitled to one vote. Which is, the thing is faulty, the structure is faulty. There's need to look into it. I have, if the wise wise men and women committee is constituted, that's, I'm talking of a restructuring committee.
Yes.
I'll be ready to submit
your proposal.
My proposal.
Now,
to them.
By the time that thing comes up,
yes.
In Nigeria, why I like this thing? Shehu Diko, years ago, helped to draft the bill for the return of the National Sports Commission.
Yes.
And he put his best into it. As at that time, he was the chairman, about to become the chairman of the league. I think he was the chairman of the league management company.
Yeah.
And he had dreams, ambitions in the NFF.
Yeah.
So he didn't imagine that he was going to be the chairman of the National Sports Commission.
Yes.
Now, years later, all the rules that he set himself, we will have to obey them. That's a system that works.
Yes, yes.
So when we get people who don't have ambitions, who don't have any interest in the NFF, if they can do the right thing, that keeps working. But now there's one thing.
Yeah.
Even when there's something transparent, we've done federation elections, we've done everything here, and we know how things go. They call some people out and say, Madam, now your vote we need 5 million naira for you. At that point, you can't tell me that you want to come and build a sport and you're giving somebody 5 million to vote you. Did you sell your manifesto to this person? It becomes an issue of the highest bidder. What if there's a process, the coaches are involved and all that, then you see money flying around, influence flying around. How do we ensure by the time we have the proper structure? But we cannot say that there's a proper structure and we do not understand the problem in Nigeria. Politics will still be involved in the proper structure. And then people will throw around money. There will be influence. There will be all that. How are we going to put it in the new structure that transparency is really going to be there?
You see, those people that always wait for opportunity to cash out.
Every 4 years.
Yes, every 4 years. Those are the people that have the mentality of Esau. I do not everybody will know about the mentality of Esau. Esau sold his birthright. That's I'm gone by Blicker now. So he sold his birthright. So the same thing. See, when people collect money, and you allow somebody that in your own mind you know is not competent to be where he wants to be, then your action is a disservice to the nation and a disservice to that person also. The person has lost it, and the person does not even qualify to have the voting right, because people who have the voting right are people who are entrusted with that responsibility. You are representing other people, and those people are saying, "Go and vote for us. Go and vote for us."
Go and do what?
You now go and that person is not qualified to be there.
But can we do something?
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. Now, what if by the time they are voting, it's online? If you are the representative of Delta Queens or representative of Edo FA, we will see the person that you voted for. Everything will be online. The way you voted and everything, we'll see your scorecard. A few days ago, we saw the PFA award that was won by Bruno Fernandes. And it was discovered that the man who won himself voted for Arsenal's Declan Rice. If they do this Ballon d'Or, although people still complain that there's small Ojoro, but you still see that this is the person that Ronaldo voted for. This is the person that Messi voted for. Can we do that? Because I just want a way that there will be transparency as part of the structure.
That would have been a very good way of being transparent, so that people will see who you are voting for. And that is like the option for that Nigeria adopted during General Babangida's time. Option for people who line behind a candidate, and they will count the candidate, and you get the result there. But you see, that was then. Even in the recent times, some parties went for their primaries. And then people lined up. Somebody will count to 1, and then the next person will say 5.
78.
So you can see it's ridiculous.
That is
we are living at a time I'll call perilous times. So sad that people, behave as if there's a write-up. I say upside down. People with upside down mind. They think upside down, they behave upside down, and they give us upside down results. That's exactly what a lot of people behaving upside down. So I just hope that with the wise men coming up, they will be able to look at all those things holistically, and then put up a structure, a system whereby it might not be 100%. You can't get it 100%.
I understand.
But let us get it to some extent. And I want to tell you that if you put somebody that is credible, somebody that knows what to do, somebody that has the capacity, and then the person, become the head of football in Nigeria, the person should be able to influence others to follow him. That means he will be a strong leader, a leader with vision, a leader that will say, this is the direction we are going to, and people will queue behind him and follow. And a leader that will listen, a leader that will when people criticize and say, no, leader, this direction you are going, there's a pit in front of you there. Well, if we follow you, we're going to fall into the pit. He should listen and say, oh, these people, they are saying the truth. If he looks at it very well, and you know that actually there's a pit in front, you should be able to divert and follow where you will lead to the right place.
All right, quite interesting, sir. Yeah. We've got just like a minute or two to leave now. Great. So let me just give you my last question, which is going to be, a 3-1 question.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 1, what will be your message to the interim, committee that will be running it now till there's a proper structure and the elective Congress will come up?
You are talking of Ikpeme that is in charge now.
I don't know, maybe it's going to be the sole administrator or there's a way it's going to be run.
No, I don't think there's need to have
Anybody in charge. So as the interim,
let him be on acting capacity.
And now set up the committee.
And then, you see, the work is huge. We have to be very careful. We have to make sure we get it right. If we just do it and say, let us do it and get out of it, we may get it wrong again.
All right.
So we have to be very careful.
Number one. That's number one. Thank you for answering that, in few words. The number two now would be, as the interim, what would you expect from them? Like 3 things that you expect from them. And finally, if these reforms, as you know, as called for by the president, if we do it properly, in the next 1 year, by August 2027, what do you think would have changed about Nigerian football?
First of all, I expect the Ibrahim and his team there to ensure that whatever is left to run in football for now, they should do it well. The Falconets are in Poland, and then there are other things that they need to about the preparation for Olympic qualifiers. They need to do something quickly, work out, and then work towards it. And then I think that is, and then prepare a structure that will help Nigeria to really restructure. And they should make. I know they will be taking instruction from somewhere, but I know the instruction will be in the right direction. Those of us outside are watching. If we notice anything that is not going on properly, we will call the attention of our leadership to it, especially the leadership of the National Sports Commission. We will call the attention. And then if we do the right thing, honestly, very soon you'll begin to see the changes that people are yearning for. The changes are such that the states, this thing you have to go down to the states.
Yes.
Chairmen that have served 24 years, they should go.
Exactly.
They should not remain in office. What are they doing? And you see some of them are there at their state level and they are coming to disturb. They want to be NFF, either they are board members or they want to be NFF president. What have you done in your state to qualify you to run Nigerian football? Some have not done anything in their states. So any state that is not performing, please, they should not even allow them to come close to running the national football.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
It's been quite engaging this morning. No one will know that, we've done almost an hour.
Great.
And I know, if we continue like this, the next 3 hours, we will not even know we're still discussing football. It's an ongoing topic. Maybe we'll schedule another part of this discussion. But I must thank you. Sitting with you, one will know how passionate and, knowledgeable when it comes to football you are. And, of course, I want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And, of course, thank you also for what you're doing with the Nigeria Grassroots Sports Development Forum.
Oh,
We're
great.
seeing the interesting things, and that's why I called you, an advocate for grassroots sports.
I'm the interim president of the body.
That's
forum.
Beautiful.
Yes.
You and Ibrahim, you share something. Quite interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
For the past, 50 minutes or thereabouts, I've been speaking with no other person than, the former coach, the former chairman of FCT Coaches Association, Godwin Bamgboye. And of course, he's been doing a lot when it comes to grassroots sports development. And of course, an enthusiast and passionate person when it comes to football. We've been discussing the latest happenings when it comes to the Nigerian football fraternity. We're not done on AM Sports today. The news will be coming to you at 11. By then, you'll be seeing me in the news studio. Do watch out for that.
Are you a stakeholder in sport? Do you really desire a platform to project your views and create impact in sporting events, news, programs, goods and services? Search no more.